Today you're going to see something that's really going to make you smile.
What do you make of this?
I don't know what to make of it, Claire. I really don't.
How did it feel?
It feels absolutely exhilarating.
I feel like bursting into tears.
9 months ago, when my parents took a decision to start weight training in their 80s, we really had no idea where it would lead or what might be possible for them at that stage in life. But we were hopeful that by rebuilding muscle, they could improve the quality of their lives and help relieve the pain and weakness that meant my mum couldn't walk for more than around 30 seconds unaided before she hunched over and became breathless. Well, if you've followed their journey through our Rebuilding Mum and Dad series, you'll know they've been making really good progress. They started lifting light and have inched their way upwards, adding a small amount of extra weight every week. And now they're lifting heavier. It's having a big impact, as you're going to see. No longer do they fear frailty or worry that they might be putting themselves at risk simply by attempting basic daily tasks like getting in and out of the shower, bending, lifting, walking up and down stairs. In fact, as you'll hear from my 81-year-old dad, Michael, he no longer walks upstairs, he runs. As for my 82-year-old mum, Rhoda, regular viewers will remember how she started out in January, a little frail and with a significant mobility issue. In our last update 2 months ago, we saw Mum walk unaided for over 3 minutes, holding her back up straight. That's 6 times the 30 seconds she could do in January. Today, you'll see her far surpass that on a walk that left both of us in tears of joy. If you're new to this series, then you can catch up with previous episodes through the series playlist below. And a quick recap. Back in January, I set up a barbell rack in the garage of my home where we began strength training 2 days a week with my parents, coached online by Chris Reese at Starting Strength Gyms, who has shared some brilliant insights and advice with us on this channel. Chris has trained a lot of older people, and as a physical therapist, he speaks very powerfully about the life-changing benefits of building and maintaining muscle throughout our lives and how it's never too late to start.
Yeah, as long as you're alive, you can get stronger. There's no reason you can't regain some strength.
Oh!
Yeah.
Great to meet you guys.
Thank you very much.
Inspired by Chris, we've been following a strength training regimen that involves compound movements with a barbell, and that allows us to work multiple muscle groups at the same time. My parents gradually increased the weights they work with, initially by around 1 kilo or 2 pounds a week, but as they've moved now towards the upper weight ranges for them, some weeks they're either consolidating a challenging weight or stepping up just by 1/4 or 1/2 kilo. We have a rack that allows us to do all the key lifts, squats, the rack press where the barbell is lifted overhead, the bench press and the deadlift. That's it, just 4 core movements, but together they work every major muscle group. So those are the only movements we do each session, which typically takes us up to 1.5 hours each time, because we're warming up with lighter weights and then we have to keep adding to the barbell between sets as we build towards our heaviest weight of each session. Chris creates a personalised program for my parents based on how their lifts looked in the previous workout. And to give you an idea of what that looks like, here's a recent workout program for my dad's Monday and Thursday sessions, which you'll see differ slightly. So on Mondays, my dad goes lighter on the weighted squats, leaving something in reserve to do his heaviest deadlifts of the week. You can see he is inching incredibly close to the 90 kilo mark, almost 200 pounds. And from that point, he will be in pretty elite lifting territory when it comes to men in their 80s, and he's more than doubled what he can deadlift in just 9 months. For each movement, there are multiple warm-up sets. So where it says 1x5, for example, that's 1 set of 5 repetitions, and we'll work our way up, sometimes just doing 1 set of 1 repetition to adjust to the heavier weight before doing a set of our top one. And Dad is consolidating his top bench press weight at 46 kilos, 101 pounds at the moment, which is actually more than 10 kilos heavier than I can bench press myself at 52. But he is getting to the upper end of his lifting power right now, as you'll see in this clip.
Second one feels better. Tight.
I'm always there as a spotter for my mum and dad, as well as filming for their coach to make sure they stay safe. Once Dad masters 46 kilos, he'll likely move up just by around half a kilo after that. And you'll notice on his training schedule that after he does a set of 3 repetitions at 46 kilos, he then switches down to 40 kilos to complete a couple of sets of 5 repetitions, all designed to help him build strength and muscle by constantly increasing load while keeping it manageable for him. His heaviest squat of the week happens on Thursdays when he does lighter deadlifts. Right now, his highest weight on the squat is 51 kilos, 112 pounds. And when you hear his grunts, you'll understand that's some weight to carry on your back when you're squatting to those depths. On the overhead press, Dad has moved up to 33.5 kilos, around 74 pounds. So he's making great progress. And as for the effect it's having on his daily life, well, he talked last time about his increased confidence in his ability to work around the house and garden without fear, but also how he feels more confident about aging in general. Now, this increased confidence and power is beginning to attract attention while he's out and about, as he explains here.
I was in an escalator in Marks and Spencer's, and I didn't think anything unusual. I'm taking my steps as quickly as I could. And this lady came to me and said, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Would you think it was just the sight of this 81-year-old springing up the escalator?
Exactly, that's what she said.
Dad also feels he has more energy day to day and doesn't feel so tired in the evenings, even after a long drive or a particularly busy day. That's also been my mum's experience, and recently she's been telling us she feels a real spring in her step.
I got up this morning and I felt I had a spring in my step. I feel as if I'm doing things faster and just feel I've got some energy and
It's
go.
really good, because you're into the heavier weights now. So I just wonder if that's...
I wonder that too. Yeah.
And you're taking the creatine every day?
Yeah. Well, I was telling you about my lid opening.
Yeah, I know. Your improved grip strength,
Yeah.
which is a big marker for longevity.
So
Superpowered mum.
My mum is also starting to make big strides in her strength training after a couple of setbacks that we talked about in the last episode, when she got a bad cold after travelling and then hurt her leg when she banged into the edge of a car door. She's now back to full strength and moving towards weights that women half her age would have to think twice about before lifting. So let's put her recent workout schedules on screen, and you can see that, like my dad, my mum is building up to those higher weights with multiple sets of warm-ups. We'll start with what's probably the most impressive of all, and that's her deadlift, because my mum is rapidly moving towards being able to lift 100 pounds or 45 kilos from the floor. Right now, she's lifting 38.5 kilos. By the time you watch this, she'll have probably moved up to 39, so that's around 85 pounds. And to think that just 9 months ago, she wasn't lifting from the floor at all. She was instead lifting just 11 or 12 kilos, roughly 26 pounds from higher up the frame. But that's the beauty of this program, and why anyone with safety concerns should be aware that the progression of their weight training has moved incredibly cautiously, starting light and making those small incremental gains week by week. Neither of them have sustained a sprain or injury while lifting, but their muscles are adapting and building. Back in January, my mum struggled to just squat to a bench without any weight at all. Soon though, she moved to wearing a weighted vest, adding around a kilo each week until she mastered squatting with 18 kilos on her back. From there, we dropped the height a few centimetres, so she now squats to a wooden box that my dad made specially for her. In our last episode 2 months ago, she was able to squat to that box with 16 kilos on her vest. Now, she can squat with 19 kilos, but it took her a few weeks to build up to it. You'll see from Mum's workout schedule, she's making all-round good progress on her bench press, where she can lift 24 kilos, 53 pounds, and on the overhead press, where she now pushes 17.5 kilos up the rack, 38 pounds, which she does twice a week now to help strengthen the muscles in her lower back, her biggest area of weakness. And tweaking her schedule like this really seems to be making a big difference to her. What's been a big change since last time is how easily my mum can now swap her own weights thanks to her greatly improved grip strength. And the reason this is a big deal is that multiple studies have shown grip strength is a major indicator of lifespan. Weak grip is linked to higher risk of heart problems, early death, and loss of independence as we age. And here's my mum explaining the difference that she feels.
So this is what we use to secure the weights. And when we first started, Mum found that really difficult because it's quite stiff, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You've got to get a good grip.
But we stopped helping her so that she has to change her own weights, which is quite cruel. And now she has massively improved her grip strength from doing that. And grip strength is quite an indicator of longevity. So, Mum, what do you notice when you're opening bottles?
Bottles and cans are no problem now. And they used to be a big problem. I had to get Dad to open them for me.
Yeah.
I've just noticed this week,
Uh-huh.
or last week now,
Yeah.
that
That you can do it yourself.
I can do it myself.
There we are. Another win.
And of course, my mum's greatest goal is to be able to walk unassisted for longer periods of time, able to hold her back up straight without feeling pain or getting out of breath and bending over. If we're out on longer walks, she uses an upright rollator. And I mentioned that when we started out in January, she could only walk upright, unaided, for 30 seconds. By August, she had massively increased that to being able to walk on the path next to our house without any support and holding her back upright for 3 minutes before pain prevented her from going any further and she started hunching over again. Well, when we went out together to walk the path just the other week, I was a bit concerned about how much progress she would have made because although she's very active around the house and garden, she doesn't get out for regular, longer walks. But those heavier weights that she's been lifting more recently in her workouts have obviously also done the heavy lifting on her mobility too, because just watch what happened when we got a few minutes into her last walk.
Okay. You keep firing along there. This is good. You're really quite far along the path now, Mum. No pain?
No.
Gosh, I'm getting chills now, Mum. I feel like bursting into tears. I did not realise.
It's not the end of the path, really.
Yes, it is the end of the path.
I'm so puffed.
You did 6 minutes, Mum. What do you make of this?
I don't know what to make of it, Claire. I really don't.
How did it feel?
It feels absolutely exhilarating. I can't believe the difference.
So there we have it. I messaged my mum's coach afterwards to let him know she had just doubled what she could walk in August and for the first time in years felt no pain when she was out walking. He agrees it would be a great idea for her to build cardiovascular fitness too by doing more walking with me. So we're really going to encourage her to try to do that more regularly. You could probably tell we were stunned by her progress on the walk because we've seen so many changes with her lately and she has just massively improved her function and mobility through strength. Chris also says he believes my mum will eventually be able to walk for around 15 minutes unsupported, which would be sensational. One thing we can say is that already strength training has changed her life and we want to inspire others to do the same and to show we can change the way we age and protect our quality of life for longer. Building muscle also plays a huge role in preventing age-related disease and we believe it's absolutely the key to healthy aging. If you're inspired by my parents' progress, do help us reach others by liking and sharing this episode with friends and loved ones you think could benefit from seeing it. And we also love to hear your thoughts in the comments and your own experiences too, so keep sharing those with us. To make sure you don't miss out on future episodes, you can sign up to my newsletter at the bottom of any page on my website, honest.scot, or using the link I'll share below this episode, just click where it says more. And I just want to finish by saying a huge thanks to every one of you for coming with us on this amazing journey.